Every YouTube review I've seen of the Volkswagen Tiguan seems to think the most exciting thing about this car is its name and how it's a mixture of tiger and iguana. No, I'm a dad. The thing that excites me about cars is practicality, having a boot that can carry the stuff I need for my family. Real world things like that get me up in the morning to come and review cars. So this is the real world sensible person's review of the Volkswagen Tiguan that isn't for cunning linguists. My excitement is already off to a really good start because you can just tell the Tiguan's a nice size for family life. It's 4.5 meters long, which means it's going to be able to fit your kids in it, your child seats, your pram, and all the other stuff. But it's not so big that you're accidentally going to reverse over that annoying kid at nursery, you know, the one that bites your children on the face. That'd be a shame. If you've ever had to pay a childcare bill, you'll be pleased to know that most Tiguans don't have fuel-sapping four-wheel drive. Some do, but the majority are front-wheel drive. And if you stick some winter tyres on, they'll just cope with whatever winter can throw at you anyway, probably, unless you live in the Alps. This version of the Tiguan came out in 2016, but it was facelifted in 2020 with these slightly swoopier LED lights. And since 2019, this Tiguan has been the most popular Volkswagen, even more popular than the Golf. That's not a very exciting fact, is it? Should we look inside and see if the interior is more exciting? Ooh, yeah, there's not much excitement in here. The design is a bit grey and drab, but the materials are quite nice, as you'd expect from a Volkswagen. Most Tiguan models from the 2020 facelift onwards got a digital dashboard. However, this is an entry-level Life version, so you just get regular dials. They work fine. You do get wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard in all models, which is fantastic. Nice infotainment screen that's usually quite easy to use. You have got these weird touch-sensitive climate control buttons down here, which is just a little bit trickier to use on the move than the old style. But otherwise, it's a great cabin. Loads of storage. You've got felt-lined drawers under both front seats, so you can put stuff in and it won't rattle around. The door bins, also lined with felt. Audi doesn't put felt on the inside of the Q3 door bins. God. Take that, Audi. The glove box, also a decent size. Let's check out the back seats and see if they're roomy too. I actually just let out a little squeal when I saw how much room there is. That's my driving position. I'm a 6'3" adult, that's debatable. And I've got so much knee room. If you've got a big child seat, you're gonna have no problems fitting it in the back of a Tiguan. Also, the rear seats, they kind of recline as well, and they slide separately as well. It's great. There's just loads of practicality in this car. I've got little pockets up here so you can store snacks, treats, iPhones or whatever, and a big one there. I've got USB-C down there. This is an entry-level car and it's got all these features. That's really, really impressive. Let's check out the rest of it. Now, obviously, boot space is one of the most important things if you're buying a family car, so it's worth pointing out there is a bigger version of the Tiguan called the Tiguan Allspace, which has 7 seats. This only has 5. The boot on this is 520 litres. It's big, but obviously you can make it a bit bigger by putting those back seats forward, and that takes it up to over 600 litres. If you want a bigger boot than this for about the same money, get a Skoda Kodiaq. It is a physically bigger car though, but it's about the same price as this and just a bit roomier, but it does feel a bit cheaper. Anyway, that's a lot of numbers and words. Let's see how much stuff fits in the boot of a Tiguan and what we like to call the Motorway's Big Boot Challenge. Well, that was about as predictable as my hair loss. Thanks, Dad. Great genes. But yeah, the bags all fit in here really, really easily. It's a nice deep space. It's nice and tall. It's just very useful for family needs. But anyway, let's take the Tiguan out on the open road and find out if it's comfortable and if it's quiet enough so road noise doesn't drown out that 50th rendition of Let It Go. Duh, little darlings. Right, let's go for a drive in the Volkswagen Tiguan. You have to start it with this thing, which is quite old-fashioned. I think high-spec cars can get keyless, but this one has a key. And then it's back into D, and away we go. And it just feels like a classic Volkswagen. It's very, very easy to drive. It's very easy to see out of. It's well considered. I can see the instruments. I can use everything I need to without having to take my eyes off the road. In terms of engines, the Tiguan range is mostly petrol these days, weirdly. 1.5 petrol with either 130 or 150 horsepower. This one's the 150. Then there's a 2-litre petrol with 190 horsepower. That can have 4-wheel drive. Then there's a fast version of the petrol, which has got 320 horsepower, and it's called the Tiguan R, and it's really expensive, crazy fast. Don't really know why you would want or need it, but it's cool that it exists. Then there's some 2-litre diesels with 150 horsepower, and I think there's a 200 horsepower version. And again, some of those can come with 4-wheel drive. Was that enough numbers? Did that table look good? Did the editor make it animated? I hope he did. But anyway, let's get on to some dual carriageways and talk about Tiguan's refinement at motorway speeds. Let's go. Right, I'm going to accelerate from 30 up to 70 in this 1.5 Tiguan. And do you know what? It feels pretty brisk. Don't be put off thinking, oh, 1.5 is not going to be big enough. It is big enough. Now we're up to 70 miles an hour. And yeah, it's nice and quiet in here. It feels like a quality Volkswagen product. There's a little bit of wind noise off the door mirrors, but no worse than any other SUV. It's comfortable as well. So in terms of safety tech, you can get a lot of stuff on it, but a lot of it is optional. As standard, you'll get adaptive cruise control, which is great. Keeps a set distance from the car in front. And you can get lane keep assist and all that kind of jazz. So yeah, it is safe. In terms of fuel economy, this 1.5 litre petrol engine will get about 45 to 50 mpg in real world use. It's got a cunning trick though, where it can switch off two of the cylinders when you're not accelerating hard to save you even more fuel. That's exciting, isn't it? Let's go to a country road and see if it can excite you in the corners. Right, on a country road, a really bumpy country road in the Tiguan, it really highlights just how good the suspension is on this entry-level Life model. It really does iron out most of the bumps. Very comfortable. It's better down here than some much more expensive cars that we've tested. In terms of handling, it grips as much as you ever need it to, and it's brisk enough down the straights in this 1.5 litre version. It's not exciting to drive, even the R model. It's rapid and it goes around corners better than this, but really, it's a family SUV. It does everything it needs to do. It's not a Porsche Cayman. But yeah, it's grippy, it's really comfortable. It's actually really impressive. But let's go back to Motorpoint for an outro. For sure, the Volkswagen Tiguan isn't traditionally exciting, but for me as a family person, I get quite excited about it. It's got a massive boot, it's got a very practical cabin, it's got loads of storage, it's got efficient engines, it's got decent infotainment, it's got all the tech you want, even on an entry-level version. It's a very good car. The only downsides really are that the Kia Sportage does almost all of that with a much longer warranty, and it looks a bit sportier than this, I think. But anyway, Volkswagen Tiguan, it's a blooming good SUV. Vielen Dank for watching. If this has been helpful, please hit like and go down and subscribe to the Motorpoint YouTube channel, because we've got plenty more nearly new car reviews coming soon.